Ooh-wee. Indeed, and greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again on another live stream, another moment, another opportunity for us to teach one another and to learn from one another. Yes, 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 yes. You happy to see me again? I've been away all day. Indeed to you, Ryan, Brother Bear. Thank you for joining me. I was just thinking about you. Honestly, I was pouring myself a bottle of water and I was thinking about the message you sent me on Discord and the fact that I haven't read it just yet. I know about it, but I haven't read it and I feel it's a powerful one. And I've wanted to read it all day, but I haven't had internet access all day. Yes. This morning, when my mom went through to drop my siblings, for school, the car's turbo intake, turbo pipe thingy, so the pipe that goes from the gaseous engine to the turbo, and then by doing so produces more thrust, back pressure on the rest of the engine, creating more torque. And that basically, disconnected on their way to town, and they had no more torque to torque with. And then I had to drive in, take them another car, did that, and spent some time at my mom's flat in town. Smoked a little bit of bud, exercised a little bit, meditated, spent some time on the grass, danced a little bit, and then I spent some time just thinking about teaching. Thinking about what I want to teach, thinking about what I've been taught, thinking about the classes, that I want to teach, and I have like four. I know! Ouch! I have four classes that I want to teach right now, or at least the concepts of classes that I want to teach. And it just feels like they're flowing. They're flowing so much. Little monster, she's crazy. Hey, Diamond Fingers, good day to you, friend. It's so nice to have you here again. Truly yours. It's been a while, friend. Thank you for joining us. Makes you deaf. Don't hit the dog. Of course not. Of course not. Like, does she look scared to you? Does there look like there's an ounce of fear in this face? No, she's biting Ever. Ever Kniever. Ever Kniever. Ever just wants a little bit of loving. But Pippi is a little monster. If she sees me giving any underdog some loving, she's like, no, don't you dare give them lovins. Only me gets lovins. Only me. Only me must get lovins. Huh? Is that how it is? Eva kiss, Eva kiss. Eva kiss, Eva. You wanna go? Go get her. Go get her. Go get her. Look at all the hairs on my penises. No. I was just talking about all of the hair that you put on my pants. Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me. Can't hear, but I like the topic. I think teachers ought to listen and adapt to the student more. The ought than through the project their knowledge as an absolute. Than teach. Gob, are you trying to melt my brain right now? I think teachers ought to listen and adapt to their students more. That bit I can read and that bit I agree with. Then the OT project their knowledge as an absolute. Hmm. Hmm. Den OT absolut So I guess what you're saying is they should adapt, listen, and learn from their students and how they should be teaching instead of just teaching things as if they're absolutes. I'm guessing that's what you're saying, gobbledygoo. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. Sorry, typo, instead of projecting their knowledge as absolutes. Okay. Suddenly my mind is back in line. Thank you. Naomi is here as well, and Mariah. Hello to you, friend. Sorry for the jiggles. My mount is taking some damage. The thing holding the screens right now, or the phones right now, has been taking an extreme amount of damage. I think from wind and just from the constant touching. So I don't know if I want to reprint an entire little phone holder or if I want to just try and MacGyver this thing fixed a little bit more. So, Gobbledygoo, like you are exactly talking about today's title. You know, today's title is You Teach Me What I Should Teach You, or something like that, you know, and it quite literally is the acknowledgement of, as you say, that if teachers are going to be true teachers, they shouldn't just be projecting the knowledge they have, the things they understand, the things they believe onto their students and expecting these students to just blindly absorb all of the information. They need to cater, they need to listen to their students, they need to allow themselves to change. You only experience what you have chosen to create, dropping pebbles into a field of awareness. Everything is a web of relationship. You know, and those are great and all, but there are a few things we're saying that go directly or talk directly about teaching. And one of the ones I enjoy the most, I'm trying to find it right now. It goes, choose only to teach that which you want to learn. Choose only to teach that which you want to learn. You are worthy of creation and all that you create. Desire nothing, but allow desire to move through you. You, as an infinite being, have chosen to participate in a form of experience. I really want that saying. Give me the teaching saying, please. Judging, enjoying silence, anything. Mention destiny. This pressure, awaken, becomes identity. You know what? I think the thing that needs to be said has been said. I feel if we're going to be talking about teaching things, about teachers, I think the thing worth saying is teach only that which you want to learn. And I do believe that in this moment, in this space, we try to teach love. You know, love of each other, love of this world, love of the experiences that we have, love of one another in a genuine way. And even if nobody gets taught, it is what we're teaching, right? And by teaching it, we're the ones learning it as well. At least that's the energy I'm coming here with today. I've been thinking a lot about what we're doing here, and there it goes. And Ryan, you know, sent me a message as well, like just the bits, and like it's inspiring me from from a perspective of I think I know what the message is about. You know, I think I read a little bit of the start of it and I felt I need to commit completely if I'm going to read that message. But it's also about teaching, about teachers, about the wisdom that we ask for. Did a raindrop just follow me? Oh yes, there's more. It might rain where I'm sitting. Let's see if I'll be taught how to get out of the rain, or if I'll tell myself a lesson in holding out. I don't know. It goes with the naturally. You can only judge others for what you judge yourself for. In that, you find what is it you need to understand better, change, maybe fine tune. That's a beautiful point, Mariah. Thank you. Hey, Ezio. Mommy's pretty boy. It's nice to have you here again, my friend. How's your vacation been treating you? Judgment is teacher and student. Hmm. Haircut? No, just I'm just dirty and my hair is tied up, friend. Can't hear about the topic. I decided to switch to Reddit on the PC so I can use my phone for other things. I hope everyone is having a better day than I had so far. What's been going on, Naomi? Share with us, my friend. Unburden yourself, if you will. Rejecting their knowledge as absolutes. I agree with that, Gav. I'm a teacher, though I hate doing it, and I prefer to listen and demonstrate more than dictate. I feel you are, Gobbledygoo. You are demonstrating, my friend. I feel, I think there's a saying in this little book like that as well, where it goes, to teach is to demonstrate. Like you cannot teach someone if you don't demonstrate. Like you can tell them as much as you want to, and they might be able to take that conceptualized little sentence and think about it and apply it in their own mind and maybe demonstrate to themselves that thing. But if you want to be a true teacher, you have to demonstrate these teachings. You have to apply them in your own life and actually show that these teachings, these things that you believe in, have impact, have forever value. Ewigheidswaarde. And it's not easy. It feels sometimes very intimidating, I guess, as a teacher as well, about all of the things that we talk about applying these things that we talk about. And I do feel like I keep myself to a very high standard. I guess I don't consider myself a teacher as in everybody else is a student and I'm the teacher, but I've been an English teacher, and even as an English teacher, even talking to 12-year-old kids, I like to talk to them about the things that we're talking about right now. One of the things that I really enjoy talking to my students about is just the layers of awareness. I remember my favorite students were these group of 11 to 13-year-olds because they've been practicing English for quite a while, and they got to the point where they started asking interesting questions. I'm saying that, but one of the first questions they asked me is if I have a girlfriend. I guess to a 11 to 13-year-old, those are important things. But I would sit in a circle and we would play these question games, these talking games where we would bring a subject up and then someone had to talk about it, from their own context, make their own sentences. And then in the midst of this, I would ask them about consciousness, what they think about consciousness, why they think they're conscious right now, how the consciousness that they think they're in is the one that we all share, discussing these ideas with them. And one of my favorites was taking them through the you do realize there is a voice in your head talking, right? And then there is a part of yourself that can hear that talking. You know that there is dialogue happening. And then there's a part of yourself that's aware of the two. And that fundamentally is you. And saying, these things to 11, 12, 13 year olds, watching their faces, seeing almost like things switching on in their brain was one of the most beautiful and blessed experiences I could have ever hoped for. And now, instead of having to teach that, we're living that. We are trying to be living examples. We're trying to teach these things again by, in God's word, demonstrating instead of just dictating. Thank you, God, for doing the same, friend. I'm slowly getting better. I woke up with a headache that made it hard to even keep my eyes open, and I had me in tears. Then, when I tried to get to the bathroom, I closed the door, I knocked my clock off the wall, and shattered glass all over the floor. I hope your day is better than mine, Lane. Oh, Naomi, that sounds like some missions, my friend. So early in the morning, so much bullshit. For what it's worth, I've been experiencing some bullshit myself. I feel like there's so much momentum and energy in this year so far that if it was to be unchecked, it would, make us all explode in happiness or something. So we have to have experiences like that. I had to carry a couch from my mom that wasn't fitting through the door, and then we had to take off the little feet, and we were bouncing it back and forth, and then it wasn't fitting on the vehicle we wanted to bring it here with this morning, driving through. I like so my parents, my mom and my sister and my brother went through to school this morning, like at 6-ish. So 15 minutes past 6 a.m. I receive a call, getting told that I need to bring the car into town. And as well, Naomi, that hard to keep my eyes open type of feeling. And this is now the second time we've had car trouble. Two different cars trouble, in the last 4 days. That we had some internet trouble the other day that made my initial meeting with some friends very difficult, and I was pretty perturbed by that. And then yesterday, like I kind of went through the motions of feeling a little bit lacking as well. And then when it came to the meeting, it went so well. I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but I felt like I was being too much. I was like, oh, instead of just being helpful in this class, you're you're a little bit much. To calm down. We'll talk about all of these things, eventually. And I was like, okay, okay. I want to talk about all of them right now. So it went well, friends, is what I'm saying. It went super well. The day went super well, but it's informed, if you will, by these shitty experiences. Cars dying, electricity getting switched off, or at least the thought of that coming to us, internet not working properly. I believe we're just getting throttled by our internet service provider, even though we pay for a business account, and then upon mentioning the fact that our internet is whack, they're like, oh yeah, we'll check it out. And our internet is working again. Thank you. Thank you for checking it out, I guess. Spice. So much spice. Thank you, Naomi, for teaching me to be happy, regardless of the spice, my friend. Little by little, moment by moment, we're going to get better at processing these types of information. I hope the glass has been cleaned up. I hope you didn't step in any bits. Hey, Bonnie McMurray is joining us again. Thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's this year been treating you? It's actually kind of what's been happening with my week. One thing after another. I hope you start feeling better. I'm lucky to not be feeling physically sick. For me too, Lane, it's also been one thing after another, after another, after another. And yet, I'm like grateful for it. I'm like it's kind of like a joke. It's like a cosmic giggle that's happening. Of like, yeah, there's a lot of good shit gonna happen this year, but don't you dare think that there's no bad shit gonna happen as well. Or at least if you wanna believe it's bad shit. Some bad shit's gonna happen. Thank you, friends, for being some of the good stuff in this world. For bringing good information, good memories, good moments. Yeah, you silly thing. You silly little thing. Smash, smash. It's a little bit hot, but it's a little bit hot. It's a bit hot, and I see you have a little tick. Can I take this tick off of you? There you go. Oh my goodness. That was a little bit brutal. I cut the tick in half. Hey, relax. Relax. So hot. I'm I'm a little bit uncomfortable. But I don't want to move her. I don't want to move her. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. Interesting, WebTD. I feel like I burned my sinuses, maybe. How does one burn their sinuses? I cleaned the bathroom yesterday and I had to take a break from the chemical smells when I was vacuuming, and it bothered my allergies. And while I was making popcorn, I inhaled dill pickle popcorn flavoring. Naomi, ouch! What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Why are you hurting me? Why are you hurting me? Huh? Huh? Silly thing. Morning to you, Stacker Boy. Thank you for you. I appreciate you joining us. Did you practice? What's your parents' job? My mom bakes at the moment. I guess that's her primary job, if you will. And my dad is a mining engineer. He's trying to set up a gold extraction plant in Zimbabwe right now. If you're really interested. Thank you for asking, friend. Damn, I wish I had weed right now. You can live vicariously through me, friend. I have weed for both of us. Uh, I got my grades just now, Melt. I'm super confused, but don't worry, in a good way. I basically got all A's somehow, except for physics. It's all because of the coffee, Melt. It's all because of the coffee, friend. I'm telling you, it's the coffee. Caffeine, dude. Man, this dog is so hot. Like I don't. You won't be able to see this, but where she's been lying now, there's like these dark spots of sweat forming. Send help. Send help to teachers, to being taught, to teaching, and to teachers, friends. Thank you. Thank every single one of you for being my teacher as well. I appreciate you so much. Which I really just ran out, and my dealer is telling me he has heartburn. He has heartburn. Is that like I can't bring you weed excuse? You know, who would have thought that weed dealers call in sick? That's the trip I'm taking from this. You got spice. No spice, friend. This is just weed. Bring him some pesto and that purple pill. Yes. I think that would be best. 8 wait. Thank you for joining us again, friend. Yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? I replied to your message, but I think you were already gone by the time I came to it. Yeah, that can't be great for your sinuses. Oh, absolutely not. I hope you're feeling better, Naomi. Possibly from Thai food last night. I'm about to just show up at his house with my omeprazole. Do you know your dealer? Were you having dinner together? Thai food last night. Where are you? I take that too. I'm in South Africa, Stacker boy. I got the glass cleaned up and I had to take some medication for this backache. I generally try not to take it too often, but this headache was worse than any in my recent memory, and I just couldn't function. There's no shame in it, Naomi. Get some rest, my friend. I hope you get to stay, at least off of your feet as much as you can. Is this a cult? Because I'm just about ready to join one. Pixie led, no, friend. Unfortunately, even though you want to join a cult, there's nowhere for you to join other than in this space right now, and you've already joined in that case. Like we're not a cult. We're a bunch of friends that open and share space with one another on the daily. A cult, unfortunately, expects some sort of deification of something, a god, an object, a person. And alongside that, if it's a god or object, this one person is the only one who has true access to this deity. And then because of this one person's true access to this deity, or this one person being the deity, everybody needs to worship this one person. That's a big yikes, dude. That's a big yikes. Like what we believe in this space is that every single one of us are infinite beings. Quite literally, the infinity of the universe encapsulated in a single finite life, in a finite body, if you will. But it's still infinity. It's still God being lived as you. And what we try and recognize, what we try and celebrate in this space, is that every single one of us are that. That's what we're trying to teach one another, if you will. No deification of one person or another. That would be that would be wrong. Not just wrong, it just would be comical. It would be nonsensical. In the Hindu culture, if you awaken and you proclaim to the rest of your spiritual friends, I remember I am God, they'll look at you and they'll be like, congratulations. You want to sit down and have a meal with us? Or congratulations, make sure to make your bed. Congratulations, go and bathe yourself, if you will. We're just human beings experiencing spirituality, or spiritual beings experiencing humanity. We're not we're not just these fleshy things. We're not just God. We're this infinity, this encapsulation of both of those sides. And the godness within us can be celebrated within each and every single person and can be recognized and honored. But that doesn't mean that we have to now suddenly fall down on our knees and start worshiping another person. If anything, you should worship every single person, and not in a like bowing down and bending your neck for them, if you will, but in a genuine, compassionate way of loving other beings, treating them as if they were a guest as God. If God had to be a guest in your house, how would you treat them? How would you talk to them? How comfortable would you want to make them? And to treat them in such a way, the guest is God. And to take that idea, to take that feeling into life, into your very experiences, to think of these little dudes as God incarnate as well. I was talking to my mom today, and I want to make a whole class about this, about growing awareness by growing your awareness of the things that are alive around you. And I felt like this mission was taught to me by a little lizard. And this lesson has been coming a long time now, but I feel today it finally consolidated, where I was at my mom's apartment and there is this stump that has been cut off, like a tree that's been cut off, and it has this hole inside of it, and there's this lizard, fat, so fat. That thing has been eating, such a fat lizard, just laying on that little stump. And I walk past him, and I see him tensing up, and I see his little head turning, as I walk away, as he follows me, basically. And I just think to myself, this little being, this little creature is 100% aware of my existence in his environment. But if I didn't allow myself to be more aware of my environment, that little being would have gone unnoticed. It wouldn't have been in my field of awareness. And as a result of that, that infinite, that experience of both of us in that moment recognizing one another as beings in this space, and I like to, I don't know if you can call it dancing, maybe like hand dancing, to the little lizards. And instead of attacking and trying to eat them, I can speak with my body language, to move for this little thing. And if there wasn't this recognition of both sides, us allowing both of our awarenesses to connect with one another's, there wouldn't have been that exchange, that experience. And technically, we do it all the time, like we go through this existence where I believe a bunch of other beings are aware of us, but we're not aware of those other beings. And by allowing ourselves more awareness in these situations, maybe we'll feel more connected. I wanted to say maybe we will, be smarter or have a better experience. But I think more connected would be the best way to say it. Do your parents smoke weed? My dad occasionally smokes weed. My mom doesn't smoke things. How hot is it over there? It's about 36 degrees Celsius right now. So like 100 Fahrenheit, I think. What country are you in? South Africa. I haven't smoked in 2 years. You're very articulate. How did you learn that? Practice, friend. Lots of practice. 384 days of practice. And then some. We're practicing, friend. We're continually practicing. And you get better at these things. You have the capacity to do exactly what I'm doing as well. I'm not any more special than you are. Old Yeller, thank you for joining us, friend. Dude, can I just say to you, like seeing you here again in this space, day after day after day, it brings warmth in my heart. Thank you. I see you and I appreciate you, brother. You're like a positive vibe, man. Yes, I guess you could say that. Little box around me, right next to it, positive vibe, man. Yes. I accept. Thank you, friend. I appreciate your love. Orange patch today. I was thinking about you, Toast. Thank you, friend. We're wearing Merman's, technically Stephanie's, scarf. And me and Toast had a conversation about this scarf yesterday. The little avatar, the Melt the Lion that he drew for me, has this scarf on, and he drew that lion before I had this scarf. So, Toasty, being the witch that he is, predicted the future. They have schools where melts live. That's 8 wait. With the slide. Thank you for joining us, Fred, for being so spice. Thank you for joining us, Sucker Witch. Good morning, brother. Dude, the clouds are so beautiful right now. I wasn't here the whole day, but now I kind of want to take you some photos. I will. I will if we still have good clouds, and I think we should have light left by the end of the stream. I hate myself. I love you. Ronnie, you cannot love me without loving yourself, my friend. Because fundamentally, both of those sentences start with I, you know, and that part, that I am as well. All I am is the I that we are. The same fundamental I consciousness, I awareness, the same place I'm referring to when I say I am is you. And if you love me, please do love yourself, my friend. I don't want to hear you hate yourself. Why do you hate yourself? Is it something you do? Is it the way you treat yourself? Is it the failures in your life that you feel makes you hate yourself? Is it your physical appearance? Is it your current weight? Is it your current way of thinking about the world? Maybe if we can identify, if we can talk about, if we can get to the root of this feeling, we can abolish it, friend. Melt it away, if you will. We love you, Ronnie. Thank you for joining us, friend. Happy Thursday, Dude Apple Maker. Thank you for joining us, dude. SMD. Oh, maybe we should call him Daz. I like Daz kind of. God coming over for dinner, honey. Quick vacuum. Like, that's the thing as well. If God comes over for dinner, you wouldn't need to vacuum. SMDASZ. Like, technically, God would be okay with the unvacuumed as well. God would see in each and every single one of those little dust molecules a journey, a mission, a adventure of being one place and now finding itself here instead of being inert matter, a moving, breathing, articulating, dancing being stepped on it and then carried it with it for miles, for meters, who knows, And now, instead of just having the perspective it would have had, looking at all of this beauty, it gets to be in a new place, to have the perspective of this other beauty. It's all about perspective, my friend. And if God came to dinner with you, he would just want to love you. I don't think he would care too much about the dust on the floor. I saw a rattlesnake once. We were aware of each other, and I danced. Right, Daz? What a trip that is. What a trip it is to be aware of another being. Object permanence. Like Pippi knows, even though my door is closed, that I'm on the other side of it. And she'll make it vocal that she wants to be on the side of the door that I'm in. Awareness, just awareness of one another. It's so beautiful. It's Candace herself, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Jenny, sorry for missing you for so long. Love to you, my friend. Here's the coffee. Can't tell you how much I respect I have for Indian culture and people. Same, Mariah. It's beautiful to me. I wish, like, I'm thinking about chow. I'm thinking about. No, come on. Don't tell me I forgot it. Nerend? I'll remember the name as soon as I see it again. Naren. There we go. I remembered. Naren, I'm thinking about Chow. I did mention Cable. Our Indian friends. And just seeing what beauty they bring into the world as well. Mm. Speaking of teachers, I'm super grateful for the one teacher in particular, the chemistry teacher that is. I don't know what to say, but I know that he has put so much effort to help me out. Once he noticed that I was genuinely interested but also struggling in a class, and yesterday it was my first cake day. I posted my first meme on r/memes, and some mod took it down because not enough karma, bruh. Yeah, Ezio, that's Reddit for you, my friend. Thank you again for joining us, Candace. That's Reddit for you. Like you have to build up slowly, and the best way to do that is just to comment on posts. And then if you comment on enough posts, you'll have enough karma, and then you can start posting things. Start posting things in subreddits that don't expect you to have as much karma. It's a mission. Sometimes it is a mission. You're such a lovely person. Larry Bird's Bulge. What an interesting username, friend. Thank you for joining us. You're a wonderful person. You're a lovely person. I'm just a human being. I have two eyes. I have a mouth. I have a tongue that does like ninja moves and then I can make sounds. I have these ears that turn pressure differentials into binary signals so I can understand myself, and I guess you as well. I have the ability to feel and smell and taste, and we all get to breathe. Every single one of us are lovely, dude. You're just seeing in me what you have in you as well. Thanks for sharing this space with me. I've missed these streams so much. We've missed you, Old Yeller. We really appreciate you being here, talking about people we appreciate. Freaking Edmund, Juno joining us as well. Thank you for joining us, brother Edmund. How are you feeling? How are things going? Are things looking up? Are they easing up, dude? We were talking a little bit earlier today about how there's just something after another, after another, after another kind of beating us at the moment. Juno says, Melanie, right? Juno? Do correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, I have so much names I'm trying to cram into my brain, but I won't stop. Good morning, Mel. I see you. Thanks for bringing a smile to my face this morning. Thank you, my friend, for allowing yourself to smile. Just you smiling means to me the feeling of wanting to smile means to me in your life. At least you had that feeling today means in the grand existence that feeling is present. Continues. Marvin, how have you been? So, Candace, I don't know if Marvin wants me to tell you, but it's actually Mariah. It's Mariah. She's been bamboozling us this whole time. It's me. It's you, Ronnie. It's you, my friend. Do you meditate? I do, Larry's bird. My friend is gay. Melt more. It's okay, my friend. You know, keep being friends with him. Keep loving him regardless. Morning, Ryan. Edmund Yeller, Waffle Sucker. 8, wait. Lady Nervian Gob. 8, toast to my lost. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bay. Again, it's so nice to have you here. What's up? Do you game at all? Serg, it's been like a week again. Has it been a week? It's been like a week and a half again since I haven't played any games. I do enjoy playing games. I've been playing Control. It's a aesthetically beautiful game, kind of trippy, kind of spooky, very cool. But I have a hard time playing games as of late. I feel my mind thinks about too many things, and I can't be completely present with the game I'm playing. And then I medicate, I guess, that feeling by smoking some weed, and then I allow myself a little bit more calm, a little bit more gentleness, you know, and I allow myself to play some games. But when I'm in a sober state of mind, I'm so neurotic, dude. Like my mind is like a monkey in a cage, dude. And then the outside me has to try and take that energy, channel it in a way where it's actually acceptable. You know? Yeah, I think you know. Shit, people know, yeah. Like, of course you know, you little ADHD monkey. Need to get you to smoke some weed. Yes, Melanie. So happy I remembered. Jen, you're on fire, Toasty. Feel good vibes are hitting. Absolutely, Brother Bay. Thank you so much for sharing the love as well. Say hello to my gay friend. Hello, gay friend. Cheers. Huzzah! I don't know. What am I supposed to say? I say hello to everybody, friend. You don't have to be gay. No, I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. Mariah. No, no, we've already unmasked you. I can't put the mask back on or like see other people look at the mask and be like, oh yes, hello, Doctor Fishman. Whatever. Converting pressure differentials into binary signals sounds like I'm in engineering class. I just I just like the way this world works, my friend. It's all frequency. It goes from boom 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 to dish 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 to bzz, 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 to pew, 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 into whatever you're just hearing. You know, it's all such contrived nonsense, and yet it's all beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. What are you doing? What are you doing? No? What are you doing? Uh-uh. Morning to you, Mariah. Nope, not Mariah. Heather, thank you for joining us, my friend. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your mom? How's your mom doing? I hope she's 5% better again. Things aren't easier at all but they aren't getting worse right now, so that's something. Toast. What do you think about that, dude? I feel Edmund is starting to find those silver linings. How do you feel about that, Edmund? At least they're not getting worse, man. I guess that's something. Because I've been experiencing this juxtaposition of things are getting better, but then there are other things happening, maybe not in the same context of in which direction they're getting better, but like it's almost like driving a car. And as this car starts to get momentum, parts of the car starts falling off. But the part of the car that's gaining momentum doesn't need the parts that are falling off. But you still have to stop to go and pick up the parts. I feel like that's kind of what's happening with us right now, just because we have so much momentum, dude. It's a good thing. I believe. I try. What do I want to say? I choose to believe that. That's the word. I hope things ease up for you soon, my friend. I'm glad you haven't gotten worse. That's a good way to look at it. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the love as well, old. Oh, look who it is. Good magical morning to you, Brother Brandon, Uncle Becky. It's so nice to have you here. Love you, Edmund. How have you been, bro? I need some more Edmund music in my life. There we go. Love is being shared. Good to see you. Hope you're. Thank you for the love. How are things with you? So much love. Ooh, Ryan and Toast gonna have a call. Man, that sounds amazing. I hope it goes so well. It isn't. Love. Lovely to be here. Type of fingers. Thank you, friend. I feel kind of out of it right now. I don't know why. Your friends are probably noticing as well. Hmm. Teaching, huh? I feel the thing that life keeps teaching me over and over again is just how to breathe properly. When it comes to kids, I love homeschooling our girls. The faces they make when when the realization hits and they put two and two together. That face, and it's literally something we were talking about before you were here, Candace. So the fact that you mentioned that about your daughters as well, amazing. Princess or Peppermint. Monin, okay. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's this year been treating you, dude? Dudette, dudezens. You make a good DJ. Whoosh whoosh. I do know how to DJ, in fact, SMDAZ. And I would like to DJ as well. I just don't think I know the right people. Or the music I would want to DJ is Psytrance, and it's not necessarily the most popular genre. So I would have a hard time making a living doing so. It's Chris Pratt's cousin, Saint Pariah. Dude, haven't you used that line before? I think something like that. Thank you for joining us though again. I've seen you around, friend. It's nice to have you here. I'm mellow and better now cause I'm done with work. Okay, what do you do? If you're willing to share with us, Mononoke, do you enjoy what you do? Maybe answer that question if you don't want to answer the other one. Been doing okay. I actually just got some new strings yesterday to put on my guitar so I can start adding layers to my bass lines. Hopefully, some new stuff coming soon. Thank you, Edmund. We look forward to it, Brother Bear. Me too, going to be a nice connect, Toasty. Saint Pariah, the square root wizard. The square root wizard? Am I missing something? Much love, Toasty. I love Meltmore. I love Saint Pariah. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Thank you for pattern recognizing. That's the best thing you can do to my friend. Trying to do the same. Absolutely. I need some weed. I'm enjoying this. Whatever it is, more often, you're at least soothing my anxiety. Pixie, thank you, friend. Thank you for soothing my anxiety as well, just by saying that. It brings me comfort. Thank you for being comfortable with me. Mercury is in retrograde melt. We're all feeling out of it. Okay, I'm not the only one. Much love to the. I've got this Edmund. Gob is like, ugh. Yeah, for me, I don't. It's not that I don't prescribe to those. I don't want to offend anybody. I believe in very few things. Let me say it that way. I believe in very few things. I'm technically an extreme skeptic, and it's ironic because of the field and niche, I guess, we find ourselves in talking about spirituality, about, this world as a whole, and being extremely skeptical, I feel has served me. But with Mercury being in retrograde, like I know what that means now because I went and read it. But when I say it, it doesn't mean anything to me, if that makes sense. Like I go through waves. I believe all of us go through waves, and we can attach, Mercury to that, and it makes it a little bit more maybe digestible. But at the end of the day, again, it just reminds me of separation. Like, okay, it's not you going through this flux of self. There's this other thing outside of you that is also contributing to this flux. And that technically is happening all the time. I mean, we're going from winter to summer, or well, going through all of the four seasons, depending on where you are. And these things also change the energy that we experience, that we feel as an internal state of being. All of these things, all of these externalities are influencing us, but we are fundamentally the thing that is experiencing all of it. We are the thing in flux, not necessarily so much the outer things. Although they can influence us, we should realize that we can influence the outside world as well. Yes, she's been feeling a bit better. I read her all of the well wishes you friends wrote. She cried. She said she didn't know there were still so many good people left in the world. It really changed her mindset. Man, that makes me happy to hear. Heather, send your mom even more good luck. Good vibes, healing, and I guess good people. You don't seem off to me. If anything, maybe fidgety or anxious. Maybe time for some dancing. I've been dancing today, Toast. I I feel like there is something unresolved in me a little bit, and I'm trying to find what that is. Today, I've been thinking about teaching so much. There was this lady, a friend of my mom's, that came to the apartment, and the question dropped of what do I do? And I told her what we've been doing. I've told her about the message we've been sharing, and she was so encouraging. Like not a indication in her being had doubt or had thought of like she did ask me quite literally like, how do you make a living doing that? And I was like, I'm trying to make a living right now doing that. And I explained to her what we've been doing with the like Patreon, and just seeing her face, like she's in her 50s. So in their frame of reference, in their world, these things almost don't exist. It's almost like this elusive, again, separate thing. Like, oh, it's a thing out there. And allowing myself and allowing these women to be in the same space together, that separation got kind of cut. Instead of it being this elusive something out there that people do, she got to meet a person who can speak Afrikaans and explain this to her. And just having that exchange was so beautiful to me. And the takeaway, the big thing that I valued in that conversation is teaching. She mentioned that she's gonna call one of her friends to talk to them about getting me on the youth, um, what do you call it? Jeugdkerk, like youth church. And I tell her about my journey with depression, and I tell her the journey that we've been taking, encouraging life, encouraging every single individual to have a better life, and as a result, bettering the whole. I told her about paying and pain, and she was like, "Oh, your faith must have been so strengthened throughout this whole journey." And I'm like, "Yes, in fact, it has." And she's like, "Oh, I want to hook you up with this youth church." And I'm like, "My faith has been so strengthened, man, but I don't believe in the Christian God. I believe in God as all of it. You sitting right here in front of me, the couch I'm sitting on right now, the very air I'm breathing, nothing is separate from that God. Where in the Christian religion, I feel there is a lot of separation. Like we humans are these sinful, imperfect creatures, and we have this deity that we have to worship and lay our lives down to, otherwise we'll never earn eternal life. Man, and so much contrived separation. And I was saying it almost coyly, like thinking like she was gonna be like, "Oh no, my boy, you had me until you said that," and then she was just like, without missing a beat, she was like, "Okay, that's beautiful," and I was like, "Oh goodness, good, yes, thank you, thank you." And I don't know if you know what I would say that I think we were teaching each other in that moment as well. I was teaching her, maybe not teaching her, maybe just telling her. Yeah, let's say I was teaching her about a world she doesn't know about. And my mind, my bias, especially dealing with older people in South Africa, they're very set in their ways, especially when it comes to traditional Christian, doctrines. And in my bias, I thought upon saying that I'm not a Christian, at least not in the traditional sense, that was going to be something that was going to be jarring to her and she was going to try and fight me on that. And then she taught me that that isn't necessarily always the case. And I've been carrying that feeling. And I don't know why I'm not necessarily feeling unresolved. Maybe I'm just feeling momentum, inspiration. Maybe that's where the anxiety, the fidgetiness comes from, Toast. Thank you, Brother Bear, for letting me go through that trip. I'll say, oh, I've actually been missing the YouTube comments. Sorry, friends. Hey, Mount, brother, you have mail. A new Patreon supporter? Dude, you're gonna freaking make me explode. Brother Bear, thank you. Thank you so, so much. I'm looking forward to sending you a direct message as well. Thank you. I cannot say thank you enough. Genuinely, I look forward to sharing some dancing vibes with you as well. We do it like on Wednesdays. I do a whole just thank you stream. Thank you, Brother Bear. I appreciate it so much. I do believe the planets, how they move around us 100% has an effect, just as how our moon moves our oceans. I agree. I agree, Mariah. What I'm saying is, you're still the one that holds the power. Your perception, your awareness, your your infinity, as a part of the larger infinity, is the one that has the most infinity, if you will, if that makes sense. And if you're going to allow your infinity to be perturbed by the external infinities, by doing it to yourself, it is going to happen. But you can also not do it to yourself. At least that's the way that I think about it, Mariah. And this is, I guess, why we all believe our own things as well. And that's the way it's supposed to be. It's pretty easy work because it's overnight shift. I take care of the mentally and physically disabled, maybe making sure they're safe at night, and I take care of their needs for the morning. Of course. Of course, that's what you do, Princess Mononoke. Peppermint Mononoke. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much for taking care of others, for sharing love. Genuinely, I cannot thank you enough. It takes a very special kind of person to do what you do. Yeah, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much. I love you. Makes complete sense. I'm happy to feel the resonance with you, Mariah. And I know you would resonate with it as well. It's all us. It's all us, like the planets in the sky swirling around. It's also you. Just as much as you are you, that's also you. As much as the air around you is you, you are you. As much as you're breathing, putting into this universe and pulling back into this universe, there's no point at which it stops being you. This sip of water I just take, did it start being a part of me as soon as I swallowed? Did it start being a part of me as soon as I put it in my mouth? Did it start being a part of me as soon as it hit my lips? Was the rest of the water a part of me until I like took a little sip off of it, and then this part of it stopped being a part of me and that part started being a part of me? It's all contrived. It's all you. It's all you. I swing around on a shiny brass pole for work. I hope you enjoy that, my friend. I genuinely hope you enjoy that. Do you? Do tell. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, friend, for doing what you do, for sharing love of the world. The lesson for kids of what milk is and what animals can make it and why. Then the gauntlet of questions. Do turtles make milk? Do frogs make milk? Ducks? Whales? In fact, yes. When I say yes to whales, wow, they look, and probably like because they were asking these random ass questions, turtles, and and then they ask whales kind of haphazardly. Yes, in fact, whales as well. The way they produce milk and exude milk is so weird. It's just like an open orifice. that just pumps milk into the water, and then the calf just sucks it up with the water. It's so weird, and yet that stuff happens on our planet. They're the most beautiful objects I've ever known. The water was a part of you before you even picked up the cup. There we go, friend. Dude. I can't teach you anything. At least we can teach one another just to be happy, to be resonating with one another, if anything. My girls and I love Mononoke. I just started painting where her mask is on a bookshelf next to To, Totoro. There we go. Thank you, Candace, for sharing that with us. I've missed you, my friend. I mentioned to Jovan the other day that there's no means to personally contact you anymore. Even if I wanted to say, "Hey, Candace, I love you," I'm just gonna be screaming into the farm, "Candace, I love you." Thank you, my friend. Hmm. Just as the moon affects the tides, the distance of the other planets and such of our galaxy to us has an impact. I agree, Edmund. I'm not saying that that's not the case. I'm just saying it's all you. That's what I'm saying. Is that there's no separation, you know. There's no point at which that thing is in the sky and then suddenly it's now here and now it's more a part of you and now because it's more nothing of that. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not trying to belittle anything. It's about the extent of my belief in that kind of stuff, though. I feel you. I mean, it's planetary bodies. They have literal gravitational pull. You know, in space, everything that has mass has an affinity for one another. No matter how far they are apart, they're connected by this invisible force that is gravity. So, you know, on that level, I agree completely, Brother Bear. You know, I'm not even missing it for a second. Lol, I play a game with my chat on my streams where they pick a number between 1 and 200, and I can find the square root of it on the tip of my head while I drink. It's just a fun bar game I do. Saint Pariah, that's impressive. I tip hat for you. What is the square root of 44? Yeah, my brain tried to, and then it was like, bro, you don't know that trick. That's Saint Pariah's trick. What is the square root of 44, dude? That's also Viking Queen and Sweet Combo too with Toro Toro. Definitely. I agree completely. Thank you for sharing love, my friend, for encouraging this exchange, actually, just for using it. I miss the long hair. The long hair is still here, friend. It's just tied up right now. Loving your streams, loving you, Saint Pariah. It's so nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing? You know, I don't think we've had a proper chance to chat. Hey, what's up? Stopping early here. Everyone, give my boy Mel to follow Saint Pariah. Your love is enough, dude. Thank you, all of you friends, just for being here in this moment with me. I reserve the belief that physical cosmic universe could impact us on an emotional level, not in any way we think, and no way I reserve the belief that the physical cosmic universe could impact us in an emotional level, not in any way we think, and no way we can currently observe, and is yet to be proven. However, solar flares absolutely fuck with computing quite often. Yeah, that's true. You know, and that's just something as basic as a solar flare, you know. Like our planet right now has its core cooling down. And as that core cools down, the melting core and flux, you know, of that iron molecules running over each other literally creates these womp, 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 like magnetic waves coming off of our planet. And that is now cooling down, and alongside with it, the magnetic waves as well. And if it cools down to the point where it no longer produces that, you know, magnetic dance, no, it won't be able to fend off the solar flares, the solar winds that are constantly hitting our planet, and we would no longer be able to live here. That's happening right now, you know, and it's not going to be in our lifetimes. We'll be probably long gone, if you will, move to a new planet by the time that happens. But these things not only affect us, but they could literally infect the entire planet. They could shift the livability of a planet. Never mind your emotions, never mind your interpretation of this reality and what you think of as life. It can destroy your entire planet. Just magnetic waves. So I'm not trying to belittle or say that these things aren't the way that they are. I'm just saying that we're all that, you know, and we've gone through those fluxes of being the sun, you know, burning as the sun for billions of years, as the experience of singularly being a sun, and then exploding, and then turning into matter, and then having that matter consolidate into planets, and then that planet being inert, being dead, being lifeless for the longest time, gets hit by some sort of cosmic asteroid that has a bunch of spores on it from another planet. These spores start to germinate, start to prepare the very soil of that planet for the future generations to come. Microorganisms potentially have the ability to use the food, well, these fungal, bodies leave around, like behind, if you will. What we think of as the things that influence our emotions, I believe goes back in the cosmic scale like that as well. Literally, if our planet didn't have fungal bodies, for example, and there are a bunch of theories, let's say, like the fungal spore can survive in the vacuum of space. So if there are spores on a surface and a meteor hits this planet and the soil on the surface of this planet gets ejected into space, if that soil hits another planet, those spores, if they have the right environment to, will germinate, propagate, and little mycelium, technically hyphae first, will grow through whatever substrate they find themselves in. And that can continue life. And if it didn't happen that way for us, it might not have happened that way for us, but it could have happened that way for us. We as human beings would not be the way we are right now. We wouldn't have the ability to eat mushrooms and have medical benefits from them. We have a fungal body on this planet that produces psilocybin, a molecule that is eerily similar to your own naturally produced serotonin, something that this entire reality is basically mediated by. If you have none of it, you want to die. And a fungus produces these things. How do these bodies, these fungal bodies, the actual mycelium under the soil potentially right now, how is that affecting me? Is that affecting my emotions? Is it affecting the very air I'm breathing? Yes, all of it is. And all of it is us. You breathing right now, you're breathing the same air I'm breathing, and that's the trip as well. I'm so happy Miyazaki is coming out of retirement again to do another film. Yes. Same. Plus, he is working on making a VR world, which is exciting. Ooh. Imagine immersing yourself in one of those worlds. Like one of the, I don't know why, but I would love to like watch, or in this world walk into a kitchen and just watch a chef cook food. Like, man, that would be so sick, especially in that world. Look who it is, Alexandre, saying we are all connected to the same source. I believe we're not separate. We cannot be separated from that fundamental source as, you know, beams of light coming from the same sun. Fun and well to speculate on. Our minds are but meaty electrical playgrounds. So who knows? None of us do. That's the beauty of it. That's the actual beauty. Aunt B, good day to you, beautiful friend. How are you doing? How are you and Uncle Becky doing? I've been sending you so much love. My heart just melted for the idea of VR Howl's Moving Castle, right? Just a quick greeting. Love you, Melida. Thank you for joining us, my friend. So much love to you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been well. I wonder if your adventures are coming up soon. A VR rated broadcast, lol. It's gonna be at some point, Mananoke. I hope that they are on it. I genuinely hope that they're actually trying to stay future conscious as much as possible. Happy birthday! Yes, you're right. You're right, Toasty Velocity. I hope Aunt B is here right now. Happy freaking birthday to you, Aunt B. Whew. Another trip around the planet, Pippi. A whole trip around the planet. She was another trip around the planet, and while this has happened, you weren't even on this planet just yet. Can you believe that? You weren't even on this planet yet. That's a trip. And now she's one more of those years, that is. Thank you for joining us here on B so much, for sharing this special time with us. A birthday, I see. I wish I must seek. May you have a happy birthday indeed. Thank you, Lost Perfect Dream. I appreciate the love, friend. So much. Hope the baby goats and kids are still doing well. Shell, it's nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. I'm infinitely friggin' gosh dang cold, amigo. Still, from the sickness or from it being cold outside? To teach, to cave, to fundamentally understand how to communicate. To communicate, we need to understand how to listen first. Yo, Zoborg breaks things. What a wise person that must be. You know, I see 34s everywhere, but I don't know what that means. Must be some sort of insanity, I guess. I love you so much, my friend. You're completely right. Thank you, friends, for teaching me. You know, like a friend asked, "You are so articulate. How? Or, you know, or where did you learn?" Or something like that. And it's been you, friends. You know, us having these conversations, you asking these wonderful questions. You've been my teacher. The reason we can do what we're doing is because of you. You, you. Ouchie! Ouchie, ouchie! Simpleton. Simple, simple, simpleton. She's simple. You see that face? Simple means like simple. Yeah, you know what simple means. She's a little bit simple. And then she looks at me like, oh, you think I'm simple? You think I'm the simple one? You've been sitting here making noises this whole time, dude. And I'm the simple one. Yes! Yes, you're simple. You're so simple. So silly. Such a silly girl. Mm. Hey, hey, hey! Yo, that was close. I felt her teeth on my lips. Probably should stop doing that. But I want her not to bite my face. No, you shouldn't be biting my face, you monster. You freaking shenanigans machine. You know, freaking bite back. I'll bite you back, yo. I'll freaking bite you back. Your puppy is freaking cute. She's crazy. She's absolutely insane. They are. So much love. So much love to you, Talia. It's on B's birthday. It is. Raw VR. Ghibli sounds so tasty. I agree. I agree. Genuinely, I think it would be such a vibe. You know, it'd be adventure. You can make a whole trip out of it. You and your friends can go together. Relax now. You come down. It's 11. Typical Texan. So cold. I hope it's because he's actually cold and not because he's, you know, sick. Gobbledygoo. Dang it. Wrong account again. So Barth breaks things. No, it's fine. It's so fun. It's so fun. You can break things and you can make things. Sometimes things have to be broken for new things to be made. And that's okay. Shut it down. Shut up. 44 would be 6.65. What a trip that is. Okay. I guess when someone said square root, I should have understood it's like that, so the number gets smaller. For some reason, I thought it was to the power of, you know, 2. That's my bad. Thank you. I appreciate it, Saint Pariah. Toast. You bro, it's his trick. We can't expect to do his trick. No, no, absolutely not. Breaking down to rebuild stronger. Love this. Love you, friend. So much. It's sometimes necessary. It's sometimes very necessary. It's never fun. She's chewing on her own tail. Are you being weird? Are you seeing this? Yes, you are. Good. I'm happy I'm not the only one seeing it. What are you doing? Are you silly girl? You chewing your tail? Such a weirdo. It's incredible. You're incredible, my friend. Oh, Heather says, that is what I do for work as well right now. Work with the mentally and physically disabled. Got a degree in in, in psychiatry, I guess, and worked in consulting for a bit. Then I got pulled this way. Heather, thank you. Like, honestly, thank you so much. You know, I want to say also, I'm not surprised. Just seeing the being that you've been and the love that you share. It makes perfect sense. Thank you for what you do, my friend. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anbi, for sharing the space with us today. VR Spirited Away, going to the bathhouse with all of the strangers. You know, like, Spirited Away left me a little bit scarred, you know. Like, I'm just imagining I just imagine myself being one of the people that gets eaten by that thing. Happy birthday, Aunt B. Thank you. Candace says happy birthday, Aunt B. Writing down three people stronger. Okay, I was wrong. It was 6.65. I said 6.65, but it was 6.63. Okay, the more we know, friend. The universe is us and we are the universe. So as things change in the universe, we notice and are affected by these changes. A change in the universe is a change inside us. It's all the same collective energy. Perfectly put. Edmund, I couldn't agree more. Happy birthday to you, Auntie. So much love. Yes, the not wrong enough to be called wrong friend. So funny to say hi. I love Mel's vernacular. I'm happy to hear that, Saint Pariah, because I feel I'm kind of stuck with it. It's not really like something I can. Can I? Am I doing it right now? Am I doing it even more? Am I giving myself brain damage? Stop. Bro, like as soon as people say stuff like that, then my mind is like, oh goodness, now we have to analyze everything you've ever said in your existence. And I'm like, bro, please. I don't know, I cannot. Not right now. Give me a second. Mm. Love you, Jenny, so much, my friend. Thank you. The landscape behind you is fantastic. I want to visit South Africa. You have an open invitation, friend. Come, come here. I've always loved how the food is portrayed in Spirited Away, and was the first one I watched. Mononoke came out the same day I was born. Ooh, and my favorite is still Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle, I feel, out of all of those, is the most beautiful. Princess Mononoke, I feel, is the most hardcore and real. And Spirited Away is the most surreal. But all of them are amazing. All of them are genuinely amazing. Uncle Becky says, I can show you more than I can teach you. In my lived experiences, time has always been the teacher. Hmm. I want to ask this question instead of saying something. Uncle Becky, has time been the only teacher? That's where I wanna prong your mind. Love you all and thank you for the one-up feeling you all give given me. Thank you for okay, for allowing yourself this space, my friend, for showing up for it. Like that, this feeling, this moment that we're having right now wouldn't be if both of us weren't here. And we are, and therefore we get to have this beautiful experience. Serendipity. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for showing up. It means the world. My other accounts are suspended for giving too many concentrated updates. Oops. Are you serious? Who are you updating? That concentratedly? I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope it's only temporary. I'm guessing it would be. I was a chef for 8 years. I would let you watch anytime. Saint Pariah, don't you threaten me with a good time. Hardest thing. The best teacher was loss and heartbreak and leaving it and learning to overcome it. And the hardest thing was learning to overcome it. Hmm. Heartbreak and loss. Heartbreak and loss has been, I feel, strict or hard or relentless teachers in my life. But I don't feel they've been the best teachers. Maybe they were really effective teachers. I guess you can prescribe that to what best teachers would be. But my teachers, my most, I want to say genuine teachers, has just been other creatures. Watching other creatures move, you can learn so much. Seeing, imagining from their perspective the world, and then putting that in context with your perspective of the world. That's how I've been taught the most, if you will. Mm, Miyazaki, happy birthday on B. I was saying they got to watch Toro Toro on Haywire Hill soon. That sounds amazing, Bob. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. It's so nice to see you. How are you doing, friend? Oh, dang, I missed that. Happy birthday, Aunt B. So much love to you, my friend. Thank you, Edmund, for saying love as well. Do what? I'm curious as well, Toast. Yeah, what happened? Right, you should do Reddit in the kitchen video. There we go. I'd encourage it. I did a one a while ago. I want to do more of them, but the biggest problem is that my phone doesn't have enough battery power, and I cannot plug it in directly. I have to charge it wirelessly because its port broke like 2 years ago. Uh, I'm thinking maybe to just have like a normal camera setup with like the laptop. Maybe, I want to do more written in the kitchen streams because I only eat once a day now, and I cook myself like a home harvested meal, if you will, and then that's it for the day. So instead of having to cook like 3 times a day, I only cook like once, but it takes me like an hour and a half. So I'm thinking of sharing that moment as well. If you friends would be willing to see it, share it with me. Thank you so much, my sweet friend. I think that was watching that one tonight. There we go. Please do, please do. Maybe some good vibes will come out of that as well on B. Sup, Mononoke. So much love. Collaboration with me. Cthulhu Duckin. Is that how you spell it? Is it Cthu? Thulhu. Thulhu. Thulhu Duckin. I guess that's the way you say it. Cooking together. That sounds amazing, friend. Tag us. Call us in. Thank you very much, Edmund. I appreciate the love. Freaking awesome. Probably delicious. Sounds good. Yin and yang, I guess. You haven't done it yet. It's just planned for the future. Big 3 to 5. Thank you so much, Mel. I love you so much. So much as well. On B, I look forward to being able to celebrate a birthday with you. Who knows? Maybe it'll take a year. Maybe it'll take 2 years. But I'm sure eventually we'll be together and we'll able to celebrate together. Love you, man. Keep it up. Glad I found your channel. Glad you found the channel, friend. Glad to have you in this space with us, Alexandre. We love you so much, man. Genuinely, you are a blessing to all of us. 34 is Walter Payton's number, the football player from Chicago Bears in 1995, nicknamed Sweetness, because of the kind of nature and high-pitched voice, while being the most effective running back of all time. The Man of the Year award is your comment got cut off, Bob. 34 is my Jovan number. So every single time I think of or I see the number 34, I send Jovan some love. Every single time I see the number 11, I share Toasty and Aiden some love. Every single time I don't have any more numbers that I send people love to. If you have a favorite number and you want to book some real estate in my brain, now's your chance. Hey yo, another mid-30s Redditor. I think there's a lot of them actually. Oh, I thought it was the one you have already done, but heck yeah, I didn't miss it. Nope, not just yet. 369 minus. Okay, so good old Nikola Tesla maybe having an influence there as well. If you want to understand the universe, think in frequencies, energies, and vibration. 13, Jenny, every single time. Mariah, 70 and 77. 77 and 369. I think I'll see 77 more than 369. I see 77 a lot on my battery percentage. Sometimes when it's exactly 44, it's 77 as well, and that's happened like maybe 15 times as we've been streaming. I said my keys. Things fall apart, so new things may fall together. Yes, Heather, thank you for joining us, my friend, for building with us, for falling together, if you will. 42. There we go. I was wondering who was going to do that for me because I see 42 and 44 so much. So the fact that you booked that one, my friend, you're going to get so much love sent your way. So much love. Now I witch. Now I witch. Yes, of course. Do I send it to my witchy friend, my bearded friend? What energy or name do you want me to use when I send you energy friend? Oh, I see you have a little tick here on your foot. There's one insect that I have no mercy for, and that's ticks. I'm sorry, dude. Like I won't step on ants when I see them on the ground anymore. I won't step on crickets. I won't step on anything. but I cannot allow ticks. I just feel that's too much of a yike. So give me diseases and drink my blood and potentially break your teeth off in my foot and give me an infection. Hell no. I don't know any of that. The secret to life. Oh yes, the secret to life, the universe, and everything. 42. That whole book, the whole, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, wasn't so much about that question. It was about asking or giving, right answers. Because it's always easy to ask a complicated question, or a question that might be all encapsulating, but it's difficult to ask a good question. And asking good questions will give you good answers. If you ask bad questions, you'll get answers like 42. 13 moons in a year. I guess for a little bit, right? Yeah. Not always. Is that true, Jenny? Thank you for attaching another link. Love to all of you, especially happy birthday to the little B ever. Thank you for joining us. Kira B, yourself. Kira Burb, we love you, friend. How are you doing? How are the kids? How is Space Rocker Bear? Oh, what are you doing? Why are you hurting me? Thank you. Hell yeah. So well said. You're so loved, my friend. This is the way. This is the way. We ask good questions, we get good answers. It makes me feel so good. Always love Valstream. He's a bit slow in reading through the chat, but he's completely genuine and authentic and altruistic. Saint Pariah, don't you flatter me, friend. Saint Pariah is flattering me, puppy. He's giving me so much love. I do not know what to say back. Hmm? I should lick him? Okay. Thank you, Saint Pariah. So much love to you. I'm doing as well as I can right now, and I'm okay with that. Hope you're well also. Edmund, this is temporary, friend. Remind yourselves that this is temporary. If you're going through something difficult, be grateful that it's temporary because good times are coming. If you're going through good times, be grateful because it's temporary and bad times could be coming. Always try to practice gratitude. I'm happy that you are, Brother Bear. Fair enough, I suppose. Let's go, Morgan. Hello to you, parking emergency. Archie! You look my shit! You look my shit! Say Archie! You look my shit! You look my shit! Ooh, I say, squeeze yo. Squeeze. Squeeze. Vernacular on point. Wish I could smoke with you. I'm out. Cheers, Saint Pariah. Love you, friend. Thank you for sharing love. Bye, man. I smoking cliss. I yes, I smoking cliss as well. Sweet, sweet sister. I need deets later. Yeah, I made a soup a few days ago. After some cayenne pepper and a little hot sauce, I have created human trainer. It's so spicy. Then when I fart later, I go, ow. Cthulhu Duckin. Never did I imagine, like reading a sentence like that. Thank you. Thank you, Fred. That's hilarious. Don't eat it. That's the only recommendation I can give you is don't eat human drain now, please. The Duck and Morgan got messed up from that. Victoria's vocabulary. Nah, dude, I genuinely want to grow my vocabulary. I want to like study more words so I can be even more eloquent. But I also don't want to be disingenuous. Speak better word. Sound like a pompous asshole. Joe Burb herself, of course, Kira Burb, of course. So hail, hi to you. Thank you for joining us. Infinite gratitude for you. Well, guys, gals, thems, and days. I'ma head out and do a stream myself. Have a good one, Saint Pariah. Hope to catch you on the other side. And all in chat, give Saint Pariah a follow. For me, the most effective teacher has been experience. And technically, experience is ceaseless. What makes you think that non-experience exists? When this very reality is not appearing as it is. We're living an illusion right now. The very things we see is but a fraction of what is. It's some wild shit. Non experience doesn't exist. There's only experience. There's only that teacher ever present. I did something that was considered vote manipulation. It was on the big updo was on a big updo beat kick yesterday with made me smile. That's beautiful. Thank you. I'm so sorry that you're getting like tapped on the fingers for it or whatever. But thank you for sharing the love, my friend. Love is still true in that situation. They're just like, what the hell? What's happening here? There are my sister. Hello. Hello to you again, Michelle. It's nice to have you here, friend. I once read a dictionary about I once read a dictionary and thought it was a book about everything. I love that. What a cool way of thinking that is. Frantically looks around to make sure shit is still holding together. Makes me think of the time being, meme. And I think about Ryan now every single time I think about the time being joke. It's this, like text-based dialogue format meme where it's like, boss, we'll put this matter aside for the time being. Can only you see him? What? Says the boss. Is he close to me right now? What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? The time being! Huh? You get it? We're gonna put this matter aside for the time being. Yeah. I don't know why it freaking kills me. It's just hilarious. I laughed way too hard at that one. It slayed me, Mariah. It absolutely slays me. Yeah. We're gonna put it aside for the time being. Is the time being here right now? Is the time being standing close? I'd love to see you cook. Old Yeller, thank you, friend. Maybe soon you will. Much love. Do you know how to love correctly? What a good question that is, actually, Shell. I think so. I think Jovan loves very aggressively, but correctly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. 26 and 20 and 14. Hmm. Okay, there we go. Like I was confused about what I was seeing. It was kind of like on its side, and it was like this yellowish thing at the bottom, and then just like a yellow thing coming out of it. And then the more I focused, I kind of brought it into frame, and it was this almost like a volcano, I guess you can call it, but like a technological one, if there's something like that, like a technological volcano spewing this beam of light instead of lava. Yes, it's saved. Heather, 14 and 26 will be. Actually, I've been seeing 14 a lot, so. And I'm seeing 34 right now, of course. Love the usual, but I got that message for upcoming my own post one time. Sorry, not sorry. You're not allowed to upvote your own post once. It used to happen automatically. That's weird. Good morning to you, Darth Zombius. If you missed, my friend. How are you and your wife doing? Are you feeling better? I've seen yellow glowing jagged edges. Not going to other one. I seen yellow glowing jagged edges. It was kind of like that. The light was almost like fracturing, breaking out on the sides, being a little bit frilly, if you will. Upvoting. Is Lyme disease common out there? Fortunately not, Keen. Fortunately it's not. I'm very, very grateful for that. Minus 17. Thank you for giving me all of these numbers, friends. I appreciate it. Kira Burp 17. Heather 14 or 26. My bearded friend is 42. Mariah is 369 or 77. Of course. Jovan is 34 and Toast and Aiden is 11. Love you endlessly. Use the words you want, Mel. Thank you, Toast. I the only reason I want to is because I would enjoy it, but I don't want to do it if it's going to be at the detriment of our ability to understand what we're talking about, right? Like it shouldn't be something that causes separation. I think that's my real concern. Not so much all of the rest. It's just I don't want separation. Dabs, yo. I've just been smoking on this joint. I've smoked this much, I think. Maybe this much of this joint. Not too much. Dabs would have been too hectic for me. I think I'm a little bit too much of a lightweight to hit dabs. A simple electrical transaction can sometimes lead to a compensation beyond our current intelligence. A comprehension beyond our current intelligence. A simple, a simple electrical transaction can sometimes lead to a comprehension beyond our current intelligence. So the way I'm interpreting that message, Darth, is from this perspective of your mind has maybe more chaos as a result of being a little bit more active. And a simple electrical transaction between one neuron and another can kind of spark this entire avalanche, I guess, of neural activity, cluster bomb of neural activity that could, in doing so, give you a level of comprehension that wouldn't be accessible to yourself with your normal intelligence or your normal state of mind. So yes, I agree, friend. I completely agree. Another collab, at this time, the time being. Yes! What would the time being look like? You know, part of me wants the time being to be like an enigma type of character. Like he should just have space inside of his lines, if you will. But then time being attached to a clock, I really hate the idea of the time being having a clock for a head. So maybe we can do like an infinity symbol time being that has like space sand falling from the top into the bottom of this infinity. Hmm? How about that? How about that for a time being? How about that for the collaboration? We can make a trifecta. Freaking love you, you inspiration being. There we go. Yes. Thank you, Kira. Thank you for prompting me as well. Too much ditto. If time was the only teacher, then patience would be the only lesson. Yassi, yo, Uncle Becky. You see that right there. If you told me today, like, oh, you're gonna go and stream, and then there's gonna be this one liner from Uncle Becky that you have to stream, otherwise you'll miss it, and you don't want to miss that one liner from Uncle Becky. That would be it. If time was the only teacher, then patience would be the only lesson. That one is so good. It's going in the book of things worth saying. Freaking. Who do you think did that? Who do you think did that? I don't, you probably can't read it. But this says bitch face McSlutterson in my book of holy words. It goes like the line just before that, bitch face McSlutterson. It goes, assume responsibility for learning how in all situations to be only the presence of love. And then bitch face McSlutterson said, all I can be is the presence of love, even upon reading this, because I know it was Christian, of course. Of course, Christian would write something like that in my book of important things. Thank you, Uncle Becky, for sharing your wisdom with us as well. If, man, this pen is really bleeding. If the only lesson, the only teacher, damn it, is time. The only lesson is patience. And oddly enough, Uncle Becky, me and Christian, one of the things we talk about the most was patience. How over and over in our lives we get confronted with a new lesson, a new ability to experience more patience. And every single time we start to believe that, okay, now I'm a patient being. Now I'm patient. Now I can wait for as long as I need to for whatever it is I think I need. Now I'm patient. Then life is like, oh, okay. How about this situation where your friend takes longer than he said to meet you? How about this situation where you now have to be in traffic before you can get home? How about this situation where this person that you genuinely think you're interested in and have been spending a lot of time with suddenly drops you, you know? Are you patient? And then it's just like lesson after lesson after lesson, every single time being the one of learn patience. Time and time again. Learn patience. Thank you, Uncle Becky, for sharing your wisdom with us, Brother Bear. Collab of them. The time being in Rick and Morty looks like a clam. Lol. Ah, that's true. I mean, you say clam, I say I say scrotum. Why? Don't try to understand life. Live it. Don't try to understand love. Move into love. Then you will know, and all the knowing will come out of your experience. The more you know, the more you know, that much remains to be known. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Uncle Becky. Yo, I haven't been looking up the word, but I can find it. Yossi? Yossi. Yossi. Yossi is like damn in Afrikaans. Yossi. Yos fucking full. It's just like damn. Yossi, yo, will rock this stuff. Yeah, like relax, dude. It's just an Afrikaans mannerism, I think. Uncle Becky made the book, of course. You know, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I wish I had a better pen, but I this way I'll infinitely remember it was Uncle Becky. Thick brushstrokes. Jesus, dude, I can only cry so much before 11 a.m. Cry some more. Cry some more. Get it all out. Kira Burb, you're so loved, my friend. It's okay to cry. And with a voice of Keegan Michael Key. I didn't actually know that. Could you guess mine? Can you guess mine? My brain is getting erect. Eight, eight. Shell. Yes, I'll remember. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Giving me the chance to be a little comical as well. Please hug our birthday B a million times for me. Please do. Definitely. There's so much. There's no such thing as wrong answers. Only good feedback. Hmm. Or perspective as well, right? No such thing as wrong answers. Only things as answers from different perspectives. And if you can allow yourself to see those perspectives, you can definitely get some good feedback from that. I definitely isn't eight or eight or even eight. Gave all the golden door knockers. I'm packing my stuff up and moving into love. I'll meet you there, my friend. I'll meet you there. I'm honored that my I learn from most shared words of Uncle Becky, my life goals. I was recently ghosted by a guy that I thought genuinely cared about me. It's a tough lesson to learn. Oh, Bonnie McMurray. I feel if there ever was an ability for me to say your name the way it was supposed to be said, that would be it. Yeah, being ghosted sucks ass. That's why I just don't anymore. You know, if I know that the person that's supposed to be with me unequivocally will be. Like being ghosted won't even be, something I'll have to think about. And I believe that that is out there for you as well, Bonnie McMurray. You deserve to be happy, to be loved, to be seen, my friend. Truly, synchronous ball talk. Let's be real. Minds tuning into the ball. Sorry. Thank you for the lurking, Peppermint Mononoke. Free Red Shelly. Wrong answers often mean bad questions. Golden Trunks. What a beautiful thing that is for you to say, because that's what we mentioned a little bit earlier today as well. You know, the book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is kind of built around, in a way, around this question: what is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? And then the super intelligent machine comes back with the answer of 42. You know, wrong answer, bad answer, na 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 na. But it's because it's a bad question that was asked. You know, if you wanted a good answer, Ask good questions. And you're so right, Golden Trunks. Thank you, my friend, for sharing us and for asking such good questions yourself. One of the most painful, especially when they let you down when you genuinely need them. Unfortunately, Heather, when you genuinely need them is when they let you down. Because it's at that point when a certain level of commitment needs to be made, a certain level of agency needs to be taken. And it's in those moments that those questions really come up as a this is the way it is, or this is not going to be the way that it is. And it's unfortunate that it has to happen in that way. But I feel we're better off for it as well. You know, if that person couldn't be there for us in the moment that we genuinely needed them, they wouldn't be there for us in the genuine moments we'll need them in the future as well. So them realizing that and letting themselves out of your life, if you will, in that moment, I feel can be seen as something respectful as well, something appreciated, because at least now you have the ability to find someone who will genuinely be there for you. If there's no such thing as wrong answer, isn't that a wrong answer? Or is the question an answer inside of a paradox? Life is and isn't an answer. So, my friend, if the question is what is the meaning of life? My answer to that would be your life. You know, and maybe that that is what life is, you know, to me at least. What's the meaning of life? Your life is the meaning of life. Live your life because that's the meaning of your life. No matter how you live it, you know, no matter if you find yourself in a city, if you find yourself smack dab in the middle of nowhere, if you find yourself in a swimming pool, if you find yourself falling out of the sky, live your life the way that you want to live it, my friend. That's the only thing we can hope to do. I'm too affectionate and yappy to ghost someone. Have I ghosted anyone in my life? I I feel like I want to ghost someone at this moment in my life. There's this friend who I used to go to high school with who has been reaching out to me, but I've never had a harder time talking to a person in my life. The things he's talking to me about is, can I remember the book's name? I cannot, damn it. You see, I'm not listening. I'm obviously not listening to him, and I feel bad for that. But he's reading this old book, you know, like very old book for the third time now, and he wants to do his honors, his masters, and then he wants to do his PhD on this book as well. And he has three questions for this book that he wants to philosophically analyze and then write his dissertations on that. And he's telling me this. And I'm like, okay, that's neat. Do you have these questions? Have you set these questions up? And then he just doesn't reply to me after me asking that question. You know, and then 6 hours later he comes back to me and he's like, okay, I just spent time on Google Docs uh, trying to find this question that I'm asking to see if it's already out there, and it's not, he says to me. And I'm like, neat. What are the questions? And like, nothing. my mind, my mind is like, yes, give me the information. I, uh, give me that information. Stop looking. I know, Jenny. I know, my friend. I just like I want to tell this. I want to show this person I'm interested. You know, like if we're gonna have a conversation, I'm gonna be interested in what this conversation is about, and then like we walk around this conversational topic, and I'm like, okay, are we gonna are we gonna get back to the thing that we want to? Sinielo, Christia, you saucy little. Blue bottle, Beverly Brains being bravely. I often end up, Kartha, thank you for joining us here again. You've been missed. I often end up awake several hours longer than I should be. And I often found myself thinking profoundly or exploring myself and my thoughts. A lot of these days, you are here So I like to think I was supposed to stay up for this interaction. I hope you're doing great, my friend. I fear I've lost myself, my creativity, my personality, me. How do we find ourselves, Melt? Kartha, this might be a little bit of a hippie guru sage type of answer, but my answer to that is right here. If you lose yourself, your personality, your creativity, your whatever, you're going to find it right here in this moment where you are right now, because this is all you ever, and it's weird and it sounds like it's a negative, but this is all you'll ever be. And you can only grow from here, you can only become more from here. And the being that you were, the personality that you had, the creativity that you had, the you that you had, never was you in the first place, because you are the you that you are, underlying this body, underlying this world, underlying every single thought, every single imagination you've ever had. You are. And if you're going to find yourself, it's going to be in this moment. It's going to be where we are right now. And it's going to be by asking those questions, not shying away from them. You're doing fine, friend. You're already here, Kartha, as you are. If you don't need them, is it possible for them to let you down? If you don't need them, is it possible for them to let you down? I feel, the Marcus Aurelius quote of don't be harmed, like just don't be let down. And it's weird, but that's like the Stoic philosophy of it. Just like no, if your brother hurts you, if your brother wrongs you, think about the fact that he's your brother instead of thinking of the thing that he hurt you with. And it's a shift in mind, and it's not always an easy one to make, but it's one we have to bring up to ourselves. Part friend, part stalker, 100% bodyguard of your heart. Heather, you're adorable. Love is free and capable of producing kings and destroying worlds. Many wars were started on the winds of love and resolved by the same wind. Love is true, Uncle Becky. That's the thing. Every single person believed that what they were doing was for love, and believing that the truth that they're living is that love as well. And sometimes people justify horrible things for that love, but it's usually the true love of that love that kind of corrects those scenarios as well. Doodle stream today, Melt. Wanted to let you know it's finally happening. You can stream, or are you streaming on the Mosty account, Toast? I'm looking forward to it. Uncle Becky poetry today. It's like I'm so blessed to be in this moment with him. Uncle Becky's wrong answer quote resonates with me. In school, I failed math courses 3 times. They finally switched my teacher, and I passed the 40-week course in 10 weeks. What a trip, Heather. Teachers. That's actually crazy. Yay! I'm just as excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't ghost people. Wish I could. I'm too direct. I just lovingly say, bruh, bye. I guess maybe that would be the conclusion I'll have to come to as well, Toast. The honest quality toast, the blessing in the end. It is. It is. Genuinely, it's the best way to do it. It's a simple way to close things. I've been wanting to say to all, Melt use the same word I use, agency. Here, we all have agency to choose to be friends by inserting ourselves as I have done. I chose you all. I don't want anyone left out either. Only opts out. Yes, Shell, and thank you so much for saying that, my friend. Because if in your frame of reference, you tell yourself, I'm not worthy of this thing, then you being worthy of that thing is literally not in your frame of reference. So it's not going to be a part of your reality. And because you're using this agency to choose to insert yourself here, by choosing to be here, by choosing to reach out to individuals, by choosing to share love, you make yourself a part of it. It's not, you don't have to ask permission. You don't You can't be stopped. If you share love, love will be true. And I appreciate you, Shell, for doing that. Thank you for teaching us, genuinely. Funny thing, I knew that was Christian even before you said it was. And I knew you would know as well, Heather. Of course. Thank you, Heather. It's a double-edged sword. Bridges gets burned sometimes and people change, you know. Oh yeah, people change. I feel that's inevitable, but it's crazy to me how we change in ways where we feel no longer compatible. Stop looking. Like we say, right when I needed them, they let me down. But they can't let us down if we don't need them first. Ooh, maybe it's even good when people let us down because it shows us that we have made connections. That's a beautiful point, actually, Jenny. And on top of that, it also shows you that you don't need others, you know, sometimes in those type of scenarios. I have so many aspirations and goals in life, and I can never bring myself to follow through with any of them. Whether it's my music or my writing or my art or making big or minuscule life decisions, dating, work, etc., anything. And I just feel like I have no energy to do anything other than waste my time. I don't want to be this way, but I can't stop. It's like a black hole. How do I escape it? You do one thing, Kartha. That's what I started doing. And I was literally like word for word. It looks like I'm reading my own words from a year back. That's exactly what I was going through as well. So many aspirations, so many goals in my life, all of these creative pursuits that I wanted to follow. But because my mind was so active and so imaginative, they were I was just like rapid firing ideas, you know, coming across my mind. And I felt almost powerless and weak in trying to realize any of them. And then one of them stood out to me in a significant way, you know, for anything. There we go. It's back. Your art, your music, your, you know, whatever. Like let's say what you said, your art, music, or making big or minuscule writing, yeah, or your writing. Find one of those that you feel you enjoy, that you actually value, and show up for it just once a day. You know, that's what we're doing here. Every single day, once a day at least, I show up for something that I genuinely believe in. Instead of just having these aspirations, having these goals, I set out to realize one of those goals. And this goal that I've set out to realize is that love is true, you know? And every single day I show up for that goal, for love to be true, for this moment to be a loving one, for me to receive love from you, friends, and to use that love to be able to share love back to you. So if I've had any advice, that would be it. Once a day, just once a day for one thing, show up, my friend. Please. Even if you show up for this stream and then write in this moment or, you know, make some art in this moment, then we can do it together. We can keep each other accountable. You're not alone in that hole, my friend. Love to you. We love you all, friend. And I know we all sometimes feel that way, where we feel I have all of these ideas, these goals, these imaginations of what my life could be, but I feel it's difficult for me to realize all of them. And that's the thing. It's impossible to realize all of them. So choose one and start showing up. Start building that momentum. Start getting good, if you will. That is good advice. Thank you, Mel. I should really try to make it here more often. The only reason I don't is because it's my sleep schedule. It's 11 a.m. here, and I haven't slept. 11 a.m.? As in the morning hours? You're working night hours, are you? Or are you just up throughout the morning? It's one of the things I need to work on, and you help me work on these things, so sliver by sliver. Every time I show up, I'll try to do my best, including you and my new habits. Just up for the day, just up for a day at a time. Yeah, that's the thing. Like we're living technically moment by moment, and this moment can be so full that we want to fill it in even more, or we want to have some level of separation from this fullness. So we what we call waste our time. We watch content, we listen to music, we space out and stare at a wall just to have a little bit less of that insanity because the insanity is always us. But and I've noticed this in my own life by allowing myself every day a space in which I can actually have a creative outlet. I feel like this time wasting part of myself is a little bit quieter. I'm more gentle with myself around that as well. It's 11 a.m. here too. Almost lunchtime. I hope you have a great lunch. Do you know what you're gonna have? Me too. Also almost 11 a.m. Jenny, or with what you've been going through. Double-edged sword. Sometimes people change. You know they do. When I love you. Wait. So if my sister slept with two of my long-term boyfriends, how do you not be hurt? Because she's my sister? No, just because that those boyfriends and your sister sleeping with them isn't something that technically perturbs your soul. Technically, it will only perturb theirs because they're the ones involved in those actions. Those actions that could hurt the person, those actions that could create a sense of guilt. They're the ones that are doing those things to themselves, and you're just the observer of these things, Heather. I'm not saying your feelings around it are not valid, but they didn't harm you. They just showed you their true colors, you know. And if you were with them, if you got into a proper, genuine long-term relationship with these people and you wanted to spend the rest of your life with them, and that was the kind of underlying character of their being, and that's one of the things that we're kind of willing to do, then it wouldn't have served you if they were to stay in your life. So, and it could be interpreted like this, and it's very difficult. It could be a blessing in disguise that they showed you their true colors before you really invested. You know, and maybe they taught you a lot in doing so as well. Could be seen as teachers. Streaming on Haywire Hill, please do, Toast. I'll look forward to seeing it on the Discord, I think. Please do send us a note of the Alan Watts you played the other day was really good. Alan Watts is a slayer, dude. That dude, man, I aspire to be able to even remotely articulate as well as he can. And most of the talks that we listen to from Alan Watts is when he was in his 50s. Some of us in his 60s, you know. So the fact that we can start this journey when I'm in my 20s, like imagine where we're going to be in 20 years when I'm a 23-year old, when 23, like when I'm soon to be 44-year-old. What am I going to look like? You think I'm going to get old quick? Think I'm going to stay young? uh, Add bets. If you sub to Haywire Hill, you should get one here as well on Discord, but they seem delayed. You know, it's weird for me on B. Even though I'm sub to the Haywire Hill, I still don't get notifs. I often take time to make observations about my calling in this realm and how I choose to interact with the human condition based on my understanding of it. There are many complexities that are laid in place to make us what we are, but there's no thing that gives us the ultimate advantage to a beautiful existence, and that one thing is the power of free will. There is one thing that gives us the ultimate advantage to a beautiful existence, and that one thing is the power of free will. You know what the most beautiful part about that is? Uncle Becky, and I know you know this as well, and especially as you're talking about understanding the human condition. Some parts of the human condition chooses to use that free will to suffer, and it confuses us who wants to have a beautiful experience, beautiful existence, but some people choose that. And because it's free will, because it is what it is, it should be that way as well. We choose you, Shell. We love you so much, my friend. Ma'am, I've subbed and happy birthday to a special woman. I'm so glad to have met you. I hope your day is wonderful. So much love to you, Aunt B. I'm jumping in mid conversation, but I can just say how much I love communication. Paying and paying. I was talking about you today to people in my IRL life, friend. I love and appreciate you. I get inspired from this stream every time I'm able to be here, and I'm inspired by you, friend. Even in my real life, I'm inspired by you, friend. Thank you for showing up and being here with us. Before I crash, happy birthday, Aunt B. Our worlds were blessed for eternity the day you were born. Man, I cannot thank you enough, Kira Burp. Have a good night. Sleep tight, my friend. Well, good day, technically. No time that is enjoyed No time that is enjoyed is not wasted. I agree completely. If you enjoy wasting time, it's not time wasted. If you're not enjoying it, if you feel while you're trying to waste time, then something else needs to be done. That energy is telling you something. Feel better, friend, thinking of you. Every year I have a mantra I share with everyone, a little every single day of my work's calls. This year, it's to start from where you are, show up, and start from where you are. Show up and start from where you are. That's enough. Yeah, I agree, Shell. We just have to show up, and we're already here. We already are here every single day, if you will. And taking a little bit of that day as a fraction. An hour is a fraction of your day. So 10 minutes is a fraction of your day as well. If you can just take 10 minutes first, then take 30 minutes, and then take an hour. And now we've taken 2 hours. Then you're winning. You're actually getting more of that skill that you've been working towards. Chicken wings, man! Don't put chicken wings in my mind. I'm gonna get myself some chicken wings. Bidell says, "Yo, if you're enjoying wasting time, it's not time wasted." There we go. I'm used to that. Perfectly put, friend. It's a world of ones and zeros, a world of action followed by reaction. The world becomes one or the other until we identify the correlation as the common ground. There is no common ground. We must learn to live in the middle way. For the time wasted, I enjoyed it in the moment, but despise myself afterwards. I spent most of my time gaming and not actually indulging in my aspirations. Allow a balance, my friend. You were just talking about setting some sort of middle way. That's literally you talking about balance, my friend. It's not bad to play games, to indulge in your want to play games. It's not bad that you're not indulging in your work, if you will. What's bad is that you don't have balance. Have balance in those two, like allow both of them so you can have a more infinite experience, if you will. It has happened. Great to be back. Thanks for the stream and the caring moments and comments. I'm feeling less angry, and the feeling of loss is slowly drifting, melting away. Bonnie McMurray, we love you, friend. Thank you for being in this moment with us. This is the way, truly, Uncle Becky. Oh no, thank you for your perspective, Mel. Actually, it was a gift because it showed me who they were. There you go, my friend, and that's the point. Sure, how dare you sleep with my girlfriend in my case, sleep with my boyfriend in your case? That's horrible. Don't you love me? Don't you value the way I feel about things? But the other side of it is thank you for showing me, this side. Thank you for not letting me get completely vested. Believe, that you have the exact same respect for me that I have for you, and then destroying that after I've, poured my soul into you. Like, it's all about perspective, and you know that too, Heather. Thank you for sharing your perspective of us. I'm not very artistic, but expressing myself with words is one of my favorite things ever. It creates connection, understanding, empathy, and so much more. And I enjoy listening to others equally. It's wonderful listening to you, Aunt B. It genuinely is a blessing. I feel I might have listened to more Aunt B dialogue than Uncle Becky dialogue because Aunt B streams are usually in the early morning hours, and then it's usually just before I go live as well, so I get to tune in. It's wonderful listening to you as well on B for what it's worth. Hmm, Mel, you're truly a blessed individual. We're teaching one another, my friend. We're learning together. Yes, you see, it's here to help balance the scale. I don't even hear myself screaming at the answer. Balance. You don't have to despise yourself, do you? Is that required? Can you change the story? I do the same thing to myself, and I'm working, and I'm hard to stop telling myself that story. And it is, in this frame of reference, it's like, oh, I'm this person that is playing games right now. And then in that frame of reference, that's not a bad thing. And then you tell yourself that's a bad thing. But if in your frame of reference, playing games is a means of decompressing and a means of feeling a little bit more in control in your life, getting a little bit of a sense of agency, over an environment, a situation, and then using that calm, that energy, if you will, in your creative aspirations. It's all about how you see things, how you put them in your own perspective. Don't hate yourself for it. I don't think we have to be trapped in it. I just think we currently are, Jenny. One day we will find peace. Just frame it in a way where you see it as a reward. You see it as self-respect. You see it as self-love, instead of seeing it as the opposite, my friend. You can. We all can. It's all about the stories we tell ourselves, right? Thank you all so much for sharing, and I have to continue to do so. Thank you, Aunt B, for sharing as well. It's tough, especially with too much time invested and false promises made. I feel the biggest thing of relationships, Bonnie McMurray, isn't even about the promises or the time invested, maybe a little bit of the time invested, but it's more about the mental energy, that we invest into something like that. Because, and I don't know if it's something that is unique to men. I believe it's probably unique to all beings, especially human beings, that we imagine. As soon as we become viscerally in love with a person and we want to be with this person, we start to imagine a life with them. We start to imagine what we could see, what we could be, what our kids could look like. We genuinely start to build an entire life in our minds, in our hearts with that person. And that part is the part that's really tough. To have that entire world that you've been constructing dissolve, melt away, right in front of you, and still realizing that this future that you're still on your way to still has to be. And now, because you invested all of this time into building this world, it feels like your world is no longer existing. But it is. Bonnie McMurray, our future is being built right now in this moment. We love you. Your energy changes, Estian. I feel a peace around you now. I feel pretty peaceful as well. Thank you for acknowledging that, Toast. I wonder what changed. I feel, you know what it is. As soon as I asked that question, something in myself said, "You're accepting." And it was like, "You're just accepting." Today we're talking about teachers, and a part of myself doesn't want to accept myself as a teacher. It feels pompous for me to want to call myself a teacher. And as we've been going through the stream, what I've been learning is that I'm a teacher. Toast. And I have calm. I feel it's been resolved. Thank you, Brother Bear. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. On B, I feel one of the most telling qualities in a human is the ability to listen. And it's not easy. It's not always easy. And I feel, oh goodness, those birds are eating the wasps off of the nest. I guess you go, birds. You see, that's why it's difficult to listen. It's because we're so easily distracted. Like we hear one thing and then our minds start to generate information based on that thing instead of listening to the entire thing being said as a collective, as a whole. All we can teach is what we know so far. Jenny, you're perfectly right. Education is not the filling of a pot, but the lighting of a fire. Ooh, I love that. We are, like, I genuinely, we've shared this as well. Like, this is a place in which we collectively bring our love torches, our hearts to burn together, and sharing the light that we have here, the warmth, the comfort, allows us to take this warmth, comfort, and light back out into the world. And some of us, can sustain that light a little bit longer. Some of us can't, and that's why at least once a day we have the opportunity to relight those torches. Funny, lol, 100%, because people will legitimately cannot listen, but typically it works. Oh yeah. Are you in the countryside? Whatever it is, it looks beautiful. I am. I am in the countryside, friend. This is South Africa. It's nice to have you here. Little bear! We learn a little bit from everybody we meet if we just pay attention. Perfectly right. Thank you, friend, for teaching me as well. Little bear, the mind is a funny thing and will hide you from yourself just to reveal it again. The constant game of hide and seek, Uncle Becky. I couldn't agree more. If an instructor teaches the teacher, who instructs the instructor? the instructed. But I wasted time lounging, which makes me guilty enough that I can't enjoy relaxing. What are you doing right now then, road lizard? Like, instead of relaxing, what are you doing right now? You are cruising for a bruising. Jojo Jimbos. You want to step up, dude? You want to sit down, Jojo? You want to step up, bro? You know, like I genuinely don't want to fight you. Really, really. And I'll adamantly make that known. But if you want to step up, you're I'm gonna make sure you're gonna step down. I only was as wise as my words. If I only was as wise as my words, Uncle Becky. What a beautiful thing that is to say. I feel I relate so much, bruh. Right, right. Those anxiety comes from procrastination. I'm terrible about it. Same sometimes on B. Genuinely, don't talk about my best friend like that. Oh, Toast. That is so true. We're both with tears. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Lieutenant Dad. Thank you for joining us, my man. It's nice to have you here. I feel this melt more. Looking good, stud muffin. Bill Gates mouse pad. It's been a while, friend. Thank you for joining us. Sending love right back to you. It's the end. You can let yourself off the hook. Being a teacher doesn't mean you have to invent the facts and information, but that you are able to interpret and translate and engage with people the information. Michelle, thank you so much for saying that. Gives me a little bit of calm. Thank you, genuinely. Happy birthday. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing love. Lamau, high school kid, just tried to tell me space was fake. Don't think he was ready for that knowledge dump I just wrecked him with. Space is fake, huh? Space is fake, is it? Fake, okay. Are you trying to suck my blood? A freaking mosquito just came and sat on me. Dude got wrecked. Yeah. Look! Look, other mosquitoes! Witness the dead body of your brother! Risk it and you will die as well. Freaking one of them did. He risked it for the biscuit. Yes, freaking. Education not filling. If an instructor of space may not exist as we perceive it, but it is an entity of sorts. That's an interesting thing to say, Kartha. I mean, I'll just say I'm of the belief that space is very real. You know, we just fling the James Webb Telescope into space. That's going to look into the infancy of our universe's creation. If space wasn't real, I would have a lot of questions. This mosquito is trying to eat me right now, Pippi, and I'm trying to keep myself safe. For me, the mask. Those, I just imagine what you did. You're like, oh, little dude, how about you sit down? How about you pull you a chair closer? For me, you got more and more calm as you respond and reply to sincere interactions. The soul of a true teacher. Heather, thank you, my friend, for flattering me. I feel your love, genuinely. I just mean, as space is only space to us, as space is to us. For beings with a fourth dimensional perception, space may not exist as it does for us. It may exist in another way. Yeah, and that way you're completely right, Kartha. You know, if you're thinking about the fifth dimensional perspective, absolutely. I believe it exists, but I also believe it exists on several different planes. Oh, yeah, we. I believe we exist on several different planes right now in this moment. But that's. I don't have any proof of that, obviously. Yuck. Fuck wasps. Suddenly, Toasty just has like boss music playing in the background. Love and light to all living things, except wasps and mosquitoes. They can die forever. I mean, I just want them to be eaten for. Oh! Yes, see. Don't bite down on me, you little. I'll freaking bite down on you. I'll bite down on you, you little shenanigan. Oh. Damn extra long stream. Yeah, it's been a while. Like 2 hours and 14 minutes going on now. I feel let down by myself for gauging my actions and efforts on other people's. I feel like that expectation sets me up for failure every time on B. And it's so unfortunate that we do that to ourselves because we are trained from a very young age to compare ourselves to things. You know, like it's something that's almost unanimous with human conversations, this comparison. That's it's technically how we communicate sometimes. Melt, I don't think you could not teach if you tried. Sure, you could not call yourself a teacher, but when you speak, you teach. You and Uncle Becky share that. Thank you so much, Heather. You know, I feel part of me today showed up wanting to talk about teaching and teachers, almost feeling like there was a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like I wasn't believing myself to be the thing I'm talking about. And then as we were going through this stream, you know, as you were saying, as I saw the true interpretations and messages being shared, I allowed myself to believe, you know, I allowed myself to ease into it, to calm down, to ease my tension. My war with wasps has lasted since childhood. Right now it's a different because I'm sick, but I meant more like I waste time and realize it later, which makes me guilty and I can't relax. Okay. Thank you for like clarifying a little bit, my friend. Hmm. So, if you weren't wasting time and you were doing the things that you think you're supposed to be doing, what would that be? Every day after my coffee. I acknowledge you all to focus on walking the walk instead of talking it. That's my piece of contribution. My piece of condescending absolutist contributions. Nah. I agree. It's Stoic philosophy as well. There's a Marcus Aurelius quote that goes, "Stop talking about what it means to be a good man and be one." And I'm like, yeah, 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 fuck yeah, yeah, yeah. And we do talk about being a good man, you know, being good people, having a good experience. And I feel we allow ourselves moments to talk about it. And then we do go out in the world and we walk the walk. We live this life that we want to, you know, want to live as well. I agree. Thank you, Gob. Not condescending at all, just some facts. So, hi from Scotland. What's the moon made of? Hmm. I'm pretty sure it's made of cheese. Yeah. You know, there was this documentary of this dude and his dog, like, going to the moon and harvesting cheese and stuff, and, like, there was this big vegetable that they grew, and this were monster. Yeah. It's made of cheese. Let's talk more walk. Let's walk. Let's walk, Uncle Becky. Trolling teenagers is one of the little things I get to enjoy at my job. They're so silly. Oh, they are. They are toast. I have teenagers as siblings right now. Obviously cheese. Obviously cheese, little bear. Obviously. Say more. Do more, say less. More synchronicity. Lurbs and nerves. And your wise words. Y'all make my morning so peaceful. Thank you for sharing that love with us. I missed your answer, bro. Sorry. What was Yasi mean? Yasi is like an exclamation, like wow, or geez, or damn, or goodness. Yasi. Yasi Foko. That's what Yasi means. It's just like a sound that we make to emote surprise, if you will. What breed is the adorable doggo? She's a Jack Russell. You seem wise for your young age. Thank you, yes. I appreciate you, friend. I'm just a reflection of you. I'm trying to be as wise as I can hope to be, I guess. But the irony is the wiser you get, you know, as Uncle Becky has said, the more you realize how much you don't know. And it's this perpetual loop of, oh, I know more now. Hmm, now I know how much more I need to know. Hmm, I know more now. Now I know how much more I need to know. Cheers to you, EDV. I appreciate you, my friend. Regolith, Moon Matter. Are you serious? Or I mean, jeez. Regolith. Okay, I hope to remember that one actually. But friends, I love you. Love you, you sweetie, sweetie pie. So much love to every single one of you. Let's read Scartha's message before I go. I believe it exists. Okay. I have to go take a shower and then go to the store. I will try to hold your words closely and better myself day by day instead of stagnating. No, 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 no. Kartha, you are perfect. You're wonderful. You don't have to be better. Just what I'm encouraging is just show up for something, and then get better in that skill. Because you as a being are already complete. You're already infinite. You can just add more nuances, more little fractals onto this infinity. If you are off before I return, may you have a wonderful day, Melt. You and Chad genuinely appreciate. I appreciate your presence, even though I don't make it here often. Keep doing what you're doing. I will if you do too, my friend. Keep showing up for yourself as well. Day by day. Humble for now. Asha mash mash mash. Asha mash 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 mash. Asha mash mash mash. Asha mash mash. Asha mash 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 mash. Asha mash mash skin. Asha mash mash. Good to catch your stream, Mel. Wonderful to have you here always. Dan the man, like my friend Dan, if you're okay with me sharing a bit of this, has also been going through an ebb again, where it feels like the things we talk about, the things we believe, feels inaccessible, and it's okay. My brother Bear, we're learning right now in this moment together. I love you so much. Take care, friends. Do your thing. Don't let your dreams and aspirations live in the past. If it happened once, it will happen again with more love and respect. Love you, Uncle Becky. Love you, Heather. Love you, Toast Malost. If you're still here, Jovan. All of you friends who are here right now, if I'm missing you, I love you. I don't see you next time. See you. See you then. I'll see you then, my friend. I'll see you in the next now. I appreciate you, friends. I love you. Goodbye, everyone.